Holy moly, I'm not first position. This is insane. Didn't think it was possible. I actually think there's a good chance we get Armand here because the other leaders are so powerful. Is Armand the choice, though? Well, there's a card for him, an Imperial Spy. But the rest of the row doesn't really super support him. The techs are pretty good, but not great. Baron is probably the correct decision. And to be fair, I haven't played Baron in a while. I mean, Baron third wouldn't be horrible. But I haven't played Armand in like a million years, so it would be nice to get a game in with him. The problem is Ilbon's going to get picked, and that cramps my Mentat style a little bit. There's a lot of daggers in this row. Let's go with Armand. If we get if artillery comes up, we could have a good time. You could argue that I should have picked Baron to prevent Baron from going to second position, but whatever. But yeah, with an overloaded faction pool like this, you kind of get put in a weird position. First position's going to pick Ilbon, I strongly suspect. Yeah. This is Dune and Period of Mortality ranked. Baron, Tessia, and Ilbon, and then the guy who chose something else, which is me. I felt like playing something other than Baron, Tessia, or Ilbon. Sue me. He doesn't go hardy here, which is interesting. Ilbon snatched wealth, but smuggling is just fine. We don't have to play both our faction. No ring, so we're not doing anything with that. Yeah, smuggling is the decision here. And under the very rare chance that I get hardy warriors, this will be a fun time. Although, honestly, getting second or third in this combat's about as good. Maybe a little bit better. Okay, Ilbon with 2 troops in. So Ilbon had the same idea that I did. Deploy lightly to the combat. It looks like Baron's going for the same thing. I don't have City, so I can't go to that. That would be the ideal thing to do, is to go to City. But I think it's just going to be Hardy. Now, the interesting thing about Hardy is, let's say we get faction bump and cash out, okay? It's $5, we're at $6, we don't have faction next round, we can't get there. We kind of need to come in like second in the combat. Like, the main thing is we don't want to win the combat. I know that sounds weird, but that's the goal here. So I'm going to put 2 troops in. Technically, we're currently winning with 1 dagger, but probably one of these 2 has a dagger, and we end up tying, which is good with me. I would much prefer Still Suits to do this versus Hardy Warriors, but, you know, we got to do what we got to do. I've got the access that I've got, you know. Maybe I should have expected Tessie to go to City and put in a 3rd troop. But I really only need 2 Solari. I don't need 3 Solari, so it's fine. As long as I'm placing. Subject X goes. That's a bummer. It's a bummer. At least next hand we have good persuasion. And it's okay. You really prefer to have like one crap persuasion hand and one good persuasion hand, but this time we kind of have neither. Ooh, that's not gonna stick. Baron's gonna steal that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's no way he wasn't taking that. Do we take Liaison? Probably, yeah. You gotta get something. Can't just be playing Armand with the starting deck. That doesn't work. I guess I should have played the Seek Allies, but I didn't consider the... I should have played the Seek Allies. 3 Persuasion was going to be a lot more useful than 2. Just because there was a good 2-coster in the row doesn't necessarily mean anything. He doesn't have his water now, so he can't actually go to Hardy. Hopefully he goes to Fold Space, which is what he ought to do here. Yeah, cool. Okay. Wonder if Ilbon's going to go for the round 2 High Council. That would be kind of cool. Not very likely to happen, but cool. So we miss Coordination round 1, but we're going to get it every round thereafter, most likely, which is nice. Sometimes you miss it in round 6 and round 7 and stuff like that, because you're just, at that point, you don't care about Coordination anymore. You're just trying to get points when you can get them. But the point is, like, round 3, round 2, round 4, all of those rounds, round 5 probably, we're going to have Coordination, which is what matters. We also have a good shot at the combat. Dobon uses Ring. No, he didn't. So he's going to get to 8 this round. Which is fine. All I care about is I got my bag, you know? And doing it in 3rd position is a lot better than doing it in 2nd position. Because in 2nd position, you pay the price of your late game priority. You're just, like, if you're in 2nd position, you're just getting worse spaces most of the game in exchange for that Swordmaster. Third position, you get to be first to act in round 7, which is much better. I wonder if we're going to see a Hardy Warriors from Ilbon. My uncle just logged on to Dune Imperium, which is interesting because it's 10:10, so there's not going to be any games firing. Signet Ring to Carthag. Okay, I would have liked Carthag myself, but that's fine. Let's see what Baron buys. I'm inclined to pick up the Coupling over the Sister, but we'll see what's available. 4 persuasion. Does he already have Fremen? I don't think so. So probably not getting Lisan unless he's going for the Conspire route. Probably goes for one of these two still. So cities are an obvious thing, but besides cities, because we actually can't really get the combat now. Yeah, he goes for the plan coupling. What about Mentat? We don't really need... The thing is, we don't really need Mentat this round to get our trash. And it's not blocking Ilban, which is one of the things that we want to be doing with Mentat. Tech negotiation is like nothing. It's like, okay, it gets us Lisan al-Gaib, I guess, but we don't have any Fremen stuff. I guess if we went, or Bene Gesserit, so I guess if we went Signet Ring, Tech negotiation, Ring, Bene Gesserit sister, then we could buy Lisan al-Gaib if it's not stolen. That's a lot of ifs. We could go to Arakeen and throw in some troops. Have a similar effect on persuasion. Potentially. I don't know. I mean, if we can't win the combat, I don't see the point, to be honest with you. Put 3 troops in for 2 water. It's okay, but I'm not sold. Let's do this. Sister. Ooh. Okay. Well, sometimes you reveal a better card for your ring than the one that you got, and letting Tessia have the shifting allegiance is pretty disastrous. But we can't just not use our ring because what if maybe Tessia, you know, has exactly 3 persuasion? It's just not a workable solution. Now, I would really like the researcher. No! Ilban's got the 4. So the question becomes, do we blow the row up trying to get a good 4-coster? Lisan al-Gaib is not nothing. We do have a Bene Gesserit card, so it's like it's a little bit of something. The 1 spice doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Maybe we get training drones with it next round, but probably that does nothing. We do have 1 Fremen card that we can use with it, so I guess it's not worth blowing up the row. Freighter fleet would have been better, to be honest. Okay, so the world's our oyster now. We've got our Swordmaster. We can do whatever the heck we want. We have diplomacy. What's the nice high-value space? I kind of don't want to go to fold space. Baron's sitting in front of me, and it'd be better if Tessia just went ahead and got that fold space card. So not fold space. Wealth is fine, but not great. Water is almost good, but we don't have access to Hardy Warriors. Or to a research station, I mean. I think it's still suits throw in some troops. Yes, deploying troops early is usually a bad thing to do. But, you know, you gotta put them in eventually. And it's fine. We have, like, we're going to last longer than other players because we have 3 agents. So I don't feel bad about that. Next action is Signet Ring to Mentat, picking up Freighter Fleet. If Ilban doesn't do that. But I think Ilban's going to Swordmaster, so I don't think we have to worry about that. Are you there, Elbon? I know I took a little while on those last 2 actions, so maybe he got bored. I think we are potentially in a position to push for an alliance. Yes, Baron is always going to be advantaged there because he has his Master Stroke, but if we can get the Lisan Al Gaib to go off, it'll be pretty decent. You know, 1 pop of this gives us as much advantage there as Baron has. Ultimately, we shouldn't bank on getting any alliances this game, because of Tessia having shifting allegiances, but he immediately like tabs out as soon as he's done. It's kind of funny. At least I didn't run over my clock. What do we think about slurping? Because I like the idea. I'm definitely a slurp master today. We'll see what happens. I think Pheromones is a decent Armand card too, especially if you haven't used your Seek Allies yet. Or if you pick up a few fold spaces. But I don't know if we want to play that game with Baron and Tessia in the game. We should try to find our points, in my opinion, through combats and the Scarab track. Technologies, cards. Of course, currently we have none of that, so doesn't deploy. So currently we're not facing a lot of opposition in this combat. Okay, that's not really when we wanted to draw this. This goes well with the Liaison and the Sister, and we have neither of those things. Suppose if the combat ends up under threat, we could go there with Hardy Warriors, but I don't really want to do that. We can actually access Siege Tabor. So we could go like Siege Tabor and then Research Station, which would be kind of interesting. Not okay. She's fighting this. Well, if you let Tessia have 2 combat points in the 3 rounds, you're basically resigning the game. So we're gonna have to fight her on this. I missed the part where Jessica came out. It's another reason to try to go to Research Station, although it's unlikely that it hands out for us. Might as well try it. Well, if we play these 2 cards, we go down to 2 Persuasion. I don't think drawing 2 cards, it's not possible. Let's open with Siege Tabor here and see where we want to go from there. Blows the row up. She doesn't have a good card, so probably shouldn't let anybody have a good card. Fair enough. Now, Esmar is a more realistic goal. Wonder if he's going to blow the row up. So if we go Research Station, can we beat her in the combat? Doesn't look like it. Looks like we have to go Hardy if we want to do that. It's kind of a bummer. I mean, if we draw the Bene Gesserit Sister, it's possible. Bene Gesserit Sister would tie us up. but then we're not getting the persuasion, so it's like it doesn't really work the way we want it to. I think it's got to be Hardy again. Anyone who would let Tessio win this combat's like got to be clinically insane. Let's go for this Slurp. It's the fun thing to do. We're Armand. Oh, okay. It happens. Pick up a second liaison? I don't think so. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Alright, whatever. What are you gonna do? Man, this hand is a lot worse without the Seek Allies. We could selective. The row's good enough that I think there's something to support that. Could also tech negotiate. Tech negotiation, pick up Chimerky. It's not bad. Although it does put us further. Like, if we do that, we can't tech, or we can't selective at that point. Although we could go to Research Station, which is probably just as good, if not a little better. Yeah, I think I approve of that. Seems like Ilbon basically chose not to get Swordmaster last round. Kind of a cool move. He can, cash out for Spice instead of Solari and still get the Solari because he's going up on Guild. Maybe Training Drones is better than Chimerky, I don't know. It's one of the two. Can't believe she had 2 combat cards. I think Training Drones provides more short-term value. Especially if we think that we have to go the path of winning combats. Like, Chimerky doesn't necessarily help you till the game's over. Wonder if Ilbon's gonna Highliner here. I probably would. We just save our troops here, there's no point. Maybe we save our water too. I think we want to do this and play the Steel Suit, or play the Seek Allies. Okay, that's another option. If we go up, we've missed the boat for the faction bump. I don't think I care about that. Let's get our Scarab. I mean, we don't have to play the Slurp. Like, it reveals for a specimen. Oh, she's gonna get the Talaxu Master. This game is over. So Jover. What's the best card to graph to? Esmar, probably. That most likely gets us back up to 6 persuasion so that we can get the Imperium Ceremony, which has better long-term value. When the card trashes, we get 2 Spice, 2 Solari, which is incredible value. So we take it probably to Siege Tabor again. Okay, that's nice. Is it worth participating in this combat just for the basically the freebies? I don't think so. I think Ilbon's going to come into this combat on this last action. So I think we just want to stay out. So far, so good on the slurping. Yeah. Reveal Trash Dagger. Eight persuasion. I guess here's the question: do we blow the row up looking for like directorship, Kwisatz, full scale, that sort of thing? Because like we can access that. Let's think about it a little bit. So, directorship, Kwisatz, full scale. Jessica's already gone. Shai-Hulud's already gone. There's 3 cards in the deck that we're looking for. There's 108 cards in the deck. So population size is 108. We're drawing 5 of those cards. There are probably... We'll include occupation. We'll say there's 4 successes in the population. And we need to see 1. 17%. I say we stick with this Imperium Ceremony, which is an incredible card. Opulence would have probably been better. Trash 2 daggers and reconnaissance. That's really pretty ideal. Unfortunately, we're going to draw Laysan al-Gaib without the cards again next round, which is pretty annoying. That card just very rarely pans out in my experience. Usually it disappoints. Ilbon went Highliner and only put 1 troop in. That's kind of weird. Yeah, why would he do that? If he put in 5 troops, he could win the combat, and then he would go up on guild, then he'd have interstellar shipping. The play makes no sense. Maybe he was worried about Baron's intrigues, but you gotta make him spend them, or else he's just gonna spend them in round 7 and win a 2-point combat. Like, you can't just... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. This is why you don't let Baron win combats. Like, maybe we can steal it back with Laysan al-Gaib, but we've missed on it twice now. And look, he just played 2 non-combat cards. Like, yeah. Just a big mistake from Ilbon. So, There's like 2 cards that we really want to draw in this discard pile. Probably not likely. But the upside of use Slurp and Imperium Ceremony are very high. So I think it's probably worth going for a research station again. Because there's not that many bad draws. Like, everything is useful. And we have our detonation token if we really need it. What's the point of hitting Highliner over and over again if you're not going to win the combats? I don't understand. Like, okay, now you're at 2 on Guild, but you could have been at 2 on Guild now. Like, Baron's going to go to Interstellar Shipping now. Or maybe he won't and Tessia will, but either way, you're kind of screwed. Yeah. Like, yeah, this doesn't benefit you either way. Sorry to say it, buddy. So do we hit Still Suits here instead of Siege Tabor? I think we do. Open to Still Suits. We could also go to Selective Breeding. It's not a bad idea. Selective Breeding. Trash Convincing. If we go to Research Station instead of Selective Breeding, we don't really get anything immediately valuable out of that. The Spice can be used for techs, but the techs aren't really that important. Chimurky's good, but it's not good for a while. If we go to Haga Basin, we can buy invasion ships and flip the freighter fleet for free, basically, to infiltrate something, but I don't know how much I care about that. Cool. That was actually a great draw. That was a great draw. So now we have the daggers from Lisan al-Gaib, and we can play Imperium Ceremony. Although if we play Imperium Ceremony, we don't get to coordinate, unless we play to Mentat, which most likely Ilbun will take. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Guess we can go to Dreadnought instead if we really want to. Yeah, I was like, I figured he was going to go to Mentat. That was kind of clear to me. Okay, so guess we could also go to tech negotiation, but we don't have a tech to buy, so it doesn't really make a ton of sense. This is a 3 persuasion card. Like, we don't have to play it, but the effect is so good, I think I want to. Talents is better. And it's good to know who has bargain. Would I pick up Spiritual Fervor with my ring here? I think I probably would. We have a Vicious Talents, so yeah, I probably would. tech is he getting? Surely he's buying a tech. Get 7 spice. There it is. Okay. Just goes ahead and uses the shadowy bargain. So right now this is basically an ambush for us. Which is probably good enough to win the combat. The only problem is Baron's now at enough on this faction where we probably can't take it from him. Has he triggered Masterstroke yet? Looks like no. God. Oh, he actually didn't choose Fremen. It's interesting. Carthag or Siege Tabor? I think Siege Tabor is fundamentally better. If we pick up a Convincing, which there is a 2 in 5 chance we could hit Opulence, which is pretty good. But we also don't have interstellar shipping access, so it's like the value is less. Oh, she's gotten in the shadows too. That's funny. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Can we all just like concede now? How's Ilban already finished it? Oh, because he has the researcher. I was like, did he get a TM too and I wasn't looking? No, he's just got the researcher. I don't know that it's a good idea to push BG here. Like, I don't know that we can go back there next round, but who cares? We don't have another way to push up on 2. I think we just need to push other factions with this combat. Delegate's interesting. If we get Opulence, the money will be very valuable. But we don't actually need to infiltrate yellow because we don't have 2 on guild. Although I suppose we could fix that. Sure. Face Dancer is probably not better than a Scarab Point here. If I put the Beguiling Pheromones on top of my deck, I could steal the Alliance if Baron doesn't have Fremen access. Let's look at his acquiring pile. What has he bought? Has he bought Fremen because his diplomacy is not available? It doesn't matter. You can just do it via interstellar shipping, so there's no point. Show 'em shares is good. That's our ghetto opulence. Give it up, Baron. Good lord. Oh my god, he's gonna win the combat. This is ridiculous. I can't do anything about it. Like, I tie him if I play Vicious Talents, so whatever. It's insane. Buy all the daggers in the world and get all the entry cards in the world, but you can't beat other players in combats. Glimpse the path. That's pretty good. Triggers a shuffle. I think Ilbon's made some really bad plays that are going to cost me the game. Make it more likely that Baron and Tessio win. There is no value, really, to use Slurp here, right? Like, these cards suck. I guess there's Mission Area, but... yeah, that's kind of rough. Like, unless it literally gets me the point, I'm not doing that. We are positioned for Highlander next round. The thing is we have 2 points. So, like, does that matter? I don't think it does. Okay. It's not a very good card, but... let's blow the row up and see what our options are. Power play and Web of Power. Saiyadina has a point. But it's an expensive point. Web of Power is a water back at the moment. I don't foresee myself crossing the threshold with the other factions in a while. So... power play might just be better. Lugging the Seek allies around like an Albatross all game has been pretty bad. Like, I shouldn't still have this stupid thing. The advantage of you slurping the Web of Power is that someone else doesn't get the Web of Power, basically. Baron doesn't have water, so if I can slurp to Hardy Warriors, I should be able to seek allies to Still Suits. Am I getting tunnel vision though? Like, maybe that's just not the right way to play. I don't know. That seems weak. Like, we don't have anything going for us at all. What am I doing? Let's open Still Suits and play from there. Because we can always slurp the Saiyadina if he locks this off. mean, he's at 7 points. I do think we need to steal the alliance if we can. I don't have to like it, but it's what we need to do. Cool. If he doesn't burn his cards, I might be tempted to Web of Power to Secrets, though. Because it has the other effect of preventing him from... We can steal his cards. Is that better? We prevent him from having the Web of Power by doing that. We don't spend our water, which is its own plus, especially if we have the side, you know. Tessia takes Web of Power. This is crazy. Eventually, I have to win a combat. I do think I'd prefer siding a hero over the Spiritual Fervor. Like, it's a way to get points, which is fundamentally what we need. God, he's got more points. We're not going to get coordination this round. We played too heavy in a faction. Didn't have the Solari to hit Mentat. It blows the row up. Okay. Well, there's two promising cards gone. We can technically go up to 5 and get this Dosuit Manufacturer, and we have the Ferment Alliance now, so it's actually pretty good. The thing is, I don't think it matters before the game is over, and we're better off taking the daggers, right? Because the daggers actually give us, like, points now. We have Vicious Talents, so maybe we don't need it. I don't know. I think this is the wrong play. Taking this Dosuit Manufacturer is the wrong play. Like, are we ever going to even see that card again, you know? Just take the daggers. He's got 4 intrigue cards. I know he wants to burn them. Cool. Which now we move before him next round, so unless he's got like a Harvest Cells, we can steal from him. Go away, Ilbon. Oh my god, counterattack. I was like, as long as I was thinking to myself, as long as he doesn't have counterattack, we're still able to steal. Then he has counterattack. Well, we finally got one combat. Took us kind of an insane amount of effort, but we got there. Good Dreadnought placement, me. No BG anyway, so we didn't have the option. I think we got a research station. We have a Scarab on reveal right here, which is nice. We have no Bene Gesserit. We're not getting any Bene Gesserit, so the Lisan Al-Gaib doesn't really do anything. Chom Delegate's like fine. It helps us with the Chom shares. Let's not use that yet. The top card, Freighter Fleet? Yeah, Freighter Fleet, okay. These unload cards are kind of killing my persuasion. Get one more Scarab from researching. We ought to be able to get 2 Scarabs this game as long as Baron doesn't put the game away this round, which I don't think he can. As long as we can hit Imperial Basin, we have access to Highliner here. So I think that's our next play is Experimentation Imperial Basin and then Imperium Ceremony Highliner. Okay, just kidding. That stinks. I guess we go like Delegate cash out for Spice, but man, that feels bad when we have a Choma shares to do that. The opportunity cost of that is so high. One of those situations where like having interstellar access would be immensely better than where we're at right now. Nobody's even looked at Emperor, which is kind of funny. And technically we can use Delegate to infiltrate Basin. That is a thing we can do. And it's probably better than infiltrating smuggling. The infiltrating smuggling thing does get us to 2 Solari, but I don't think we... I just don't think we want Mentat very much. So, I think we do this. We could go for like Imperium Ceremony to tech negotiation by invasion ships. That's the problem with that is that doesn't give us a guild bump, which we kind of need. So I think it's a Chom Delegate to this, weirdly enough. Which I think is interesting, but no, we want to reveal it. When we reveal we have coordination, we trash the delegate for more money. And our deck going into next round, assuming there is a next round, is going to be very strong. People don't seem to be fighting me this much for this combat. I mean, Tessia is going to put out something, but if I get Highliner, she's not going to be able to stop me. Dude loves his 4 intrigue cards. He loves them, man. Absolutely loves them. If I didn't have an Imperium Ceremony, I'd be tempted to go to Secrets, but Highliner with this is much better. Especially when SMF is off the table. Well, yeah, especially when, like, you cannot let him win this. Now, to be fair, we think most of his intrigue cards aren't combat related because... Okay. It's an annoying card to have. It's basically a free bump. Because of him losing the Emperor Alliance. Or the Criminal Alliance, I mean. Okay. Trading Drones, Imperium Ceremony. Get our water right back. Get our point. Pull back into the pack. CTM. Well, that's awkward. Because, like, I don't want to put this on top, right? Like, there's not another person that I trust to have CTM, but for me, Charisma is a stronger card. Charisma is, like, maybe a point, and CTM is, like, not a point. Currently, Tessia has 0 SMFs. Ilbon can't get more intrigue cards right now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the Charisma. I wonder if we keep 1 troop in reserve. I think no. I don't have a combat card. I don't have any daggers on reveal, so I'm just gonna full send on this. It's worth 2 points. We can't afford to screw it up. I mean, we might screw it up anyway. We might still lose the combat. Who knows? I don't think Tessia can win this round even with a deck as ridiculous as hers. She hasn't done much trashing. She trashed your daggers, actually. So she could have Web of Power or TM, like, who knows. The 3 troops and no Dread not really gives the game away that she's got, what's that card called? Stage an Incident. Possibly the, Gruesome Sacrifice, but more likely Stage an Incident. Okay, so we need to be carefully watching who gets the next intrigue card, because that intrigue card is CTM and it matters a lot. We get a Scarab this round, and then we get 3 Specimens, which I think we want to use for a Scarab, although it's possible that a troop is better, or that 2 troops is better. I mean, I guess we have to think it through, right? Like, what are the odds? Okay. What are the odds that, you know, we can get 2 additional Scarabs before the game is over? That's basically drawing Dissecting Kit again and researching once. So yeah, it's likely. We're better off taking the Scarab. Does Tessia have a way? Not without getting some really good secret draws here. I think it's very clear she's just staging an incident or doing a gruesome sacrifice. 3 troops specifically is what gives it away. And not putting in her free dreadnought, you know? If she had any intention at all of winning the combat, she'd put in her dreadnought. The only reason not to put in your dreadnought is because you need to have 3 troops specifically in the combat. Goes to 5 intrigues. She's going to try to steal that alliance from Baron. Which, fine by me. You two fight it out. You two fight it out. We can slurp the Kwisatz, which would be really cool. Just burn mobilization. Doesn't even put her dreadnought in. Oh, I think that card says troops. Yeah, troops. So it wouldn't have done anything anyway. There it is, yeah. Obvious tell is obvious. But what can you do about it? Sometimes you draw the free point combat card. Like, yeah. It's not as good as Plans with Implants, but it's a damn good card. We needed those 2 points pretty badly, to be honest with you. We actually have a possibility of winning this one, but I think with Baron having 9 spice, it's going to be tough. And 3 intrigues. We do have the Slurp, so let's expect to Slurp Kwisatz this game. We have the Detecting Kit, so as long as we get a research, we get the what we're looking for. The problem is we don't have city to go to research station. I guess we could slurp research station using Kwisatz. Freighter fleet is 2 bumps, so you know it's a 1 bump for reveal and 1 bump for trash, so we can go up down. Take Solari, that's Chome shares. It's also a faction bump, which is probably a point on BG. Although, I don't know how that's going to shake out, so don't quote me on that. This is going to be a close one. The problem is this hand just doesn't have great, like, early actions. Because we don't want to slurp Kwisatz until we've done something else. But we don't want to play the Detecting Kit. We don't want to play the Freighter Fleet. We can't play Convincing. So it has to be something with Diplomacy, basically. My money, Secrets is pretty good. Wealth is fine. I guess we go to one of those 2 places. Highliner for Baron. Okay. We knew that was coming. Thankfully, his garrison's empty, so it's not that threatening. Like, we could still beat it with the training drones if we get some good beats. So, I think Secrets is just inherently more useful space. So I'm gonna go to Secrets. Gruesome Sacrifice is not very useful. I mean, if we don't draw any research, I guess it's a way to get the Scarab, but the thing is, like, you know, we have guaranteed research station access through Slurp, so it just doesn't really work out. I guess we could do the math on, like, what does it look like if we Slurp Wealth instead of Secrets, or instead of research station? Because if we Slurp Wealth, we can take another point on Emperor when we cash out on the shipping track. I guess we have to engage in a little bit of point counting. Right, like, I think the problem is Tessie is just going to beat us. Like, that's just how this game's going to go. Maybe if we find a way to win the combat. I don't think that's happening, but You never know, I suppose. If somebody goes to Imperial Basin for some reason, maybe we could go to Highliner. But I think that's really far-fetched. Like, Tessia probably has an SMF here. That's 11 points right there. And she's got 3 intrigues. Who got the next intrigue card after me? Who has that CTM? Tessia does. Thankfully, she has no SMFs. This is a pretty cool maneuver. Okay, so we officially have the Scarab point. So we're at 10. We don't have an SMF. 10 plus Chome shares is 11. Dispensation is pretty useless. So we're at 9 with the sister. Like right now we have 12 points if we want them. The question is it enough? If she steals Ilbon's alliance, it's not. So she's 11. She might have an SMF for 12. Which I don't think I can beat without winning the combat. Ilbon doesn't seem to have a plan to take his alliance back. At this point, I'm not really concerned about Baron anymore. He lost 2 of his alliances. We still have 2 agent actions left. If we can draw some cards, we don't necessarily have to reveal early. And our deck is actually full of persuasion. So I think going to Arakeen is better than just revealing. But we should count the numbers, right? Like also experimentation draws a card on play now. We don't care about the specimen, so it might be worth doing. And if I go to Secrets, I steal cards from 2 different players. The problem with that is we know that at least one of Tessia's cards is a dead card that doesn't do anything for us. Arakeen is better than playing Experimentation because it gives us troops. So let's still suit Manufacturer here. Because we have the Alliance, it doesn't cost us any Persuasion. Okay, so no SMF, probably. And she's all... Oh, nope, she's got it. Now we just lose, guaranteed, right? 13, I mean, we can't beat 13. It's insane what we let her get away with. I tried to stop her on the combat more than once, but just didn't do anything. I can beat her if I win the combat, right? If I play Sister to Secrets, I could, like, it's the interesting thing about the delta on the 2 card steal. Like, maybe that, like, is enough out of their pockets to win me the combat, but it's going to cost me an SMF and 2 daggers, which is really expensive. I don't think that Ilbon has a way to steal that Emperor Alliance back, even with the long reach. If I do play Experimentation of Smuggling, that gives me the Chome shares without having to cash out for Solari, which means that I can cash out for Spice. It also means that the Freighter Fleet maneuver takes me up to the top before I cash out, so if I want to buy a tech. So if I do that, like, I could draw 2 more cards. The cards that are left in my draft pile don't, like, do anything besides guarantee the SMF. And if I win the combat, Tessia just gets Spice out of it, which is no better. Like, that's not better for me. That means that I'm going to lose on tiebreaker. How am I going to make up a 4-point disparity? If I steal Plans Within Plans, I get nothing. If I steal Machine Culture, I get nothing. If I steal War Chest, I get nothing. Like, it's just combat cards that I care about here. So let's do some math all around. So right now I'm sitting at, if I really want to try to win the combat, I'm sitting at 4 daggers on reveal. That does put me ahead of Baron, but Baron's got 5 intrigue cards, so that's not enough. If I just don't do anything, or if I like experiment to smuggling, if I experiment to smuggling, let's say, then what happens is I have Chome shares for 10, Scarab for 11, Spice Must Flow for 12. Chome shares, Scarab, Spice Must Flow. 12 points. And I lose to Tessia. Unless I'm also winning the combat. Which technically I could happen, but it's not going to happen. So I think we have to make a bit of a play for the combat. Like, we have to make a play for the combat. So what does that look like? Like, actually, what does that look like? I think it looks like going to Secrets. Strong Arm is nothing. Plans Within Plans is nothing. And Diversion is nothing. We lose. Strong Arm... No! No, 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 no! No, 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 no! I guess we make it back with the tiebreaker, but that's not what I wanted. The funny thing is we're like 1 faction bump away from Plans Within Plans being a point. So we can make Plans Within Plans a point by going up on Guild. But it's too late because we just lost the estimate. So it's like it's not making up for that. Tessia just got absolutely ridiculous cards. And I think for the most part, like, she benefited from incompetence from Ilbon, but a lot of it was like, oh look, there's an In the Shadows that flipped right before your turn, or oh look, there's a Talaxu Master that flipped right before your turn. I was like, okay, well, sucks. What are you gonna do? You need to buy the point, Ilbon. You're not gonna get the combat. Diversion is useless. Scarab. 10. Advance. Trash a card. Trash freighter fleet. Recall. Get more troops that we can't use. Get Solari. Pop some shares. Go up on, I guess, Guild. Eight doesn't do us any good, so no point in buying anything. Tiebreaker doesn't even win us the combat because, like, yeah, I don't know. We have a point from Plans Within Plans, so we're 1 point behind Tessie. If we can draw a point from the Intrigue card, then we can win. But I don't know what that would even look like. I guess the, like, have the research track completed and have 3 spice. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's it. Okay, do we win? CTM, but you don't have 2 SMFs. Let's go! Oh my god. Let's go, baby! That was awesome. Armand Ecaz, I love you. Okay, you slurp for the win, baby. Slurp. So what did we slurp this game? We slurped Power Play, Kwisatz, Esmar was so clutch, actually. Like, that guild bump mattered a lot. We don't have that Plans Within Plans point without that guild bump. And it just gave us the spice right back. This is an incredible slurp target. So we slurped Esmar, and then Power Play, and then Kwisatz. Incredible payoff for that card. Went on Spice Tiebreaker because we're cool like that. 3 useless Intrigue cards, but that doesn't matter. Plans Within Plans is broken, so you don't need your other Intrigue cards to be that good. Although I will say the nice thing about having Imperium Ceremony here is that it lets you control what Intrigue cards you get and what Intrigue cards your opponents get. We got from that. So what Intrigue cards did we get from? I think we got the Chome shares from it. I think we were offered. At one point, we were offered. I'm trying to think here. No, it was Vicious Talents, which was a point for us. It was Vicious Talents or the Scarab one, which we wisely chose Vicious Talents. It was the first one. The second one was Charisma, which did nothing, or CTM, which was an active burden in our hand because we didn't and couldn't get 2 SMFs. So, I mean, as good as this card was, it was worth 1 point. I think Uslurp was worth more. Uslurp was a point we stole from Baron. It was a point that we got off of Esmar. It was economic value we got off of Esmar. It was flexibility. It was also research station to fix our final hand. A research icon to finish the research track to get the second Scarab point. So I think Slurp was worth at least 3 points, so it's got to be the MVP. This card disappointed yet again. Just constantly, this card disappoints me. My faction ranking rated it clearly too highly. I like it as like a bridge between the BG and Fremen decks, but it just doesn't work that well. Still, the Manufacturer was cool. Like this bouncing back to our hand. It almost gave us a Spice Must Flow, and it did give us 2 Spice on Reveal, so that was cool. Dissecting Kit was 2 Scarabs. Yeah, it was 2 Scarabs, just on reveal. Just an incredible card. And then Freighter Fleet was also pretty good. It enabled the Chome Shares. It also enabled the Plans Within Plans by providing us 3 faction bumps over a few different rounds. So overall, Slurp was the best card. I was happy with this game. I don't know if that was the... I think that might have been the only card in the Intrigue deck we could have drawn to win the game. Although with 30 Intrigues remaining, it's not that uncommon. But yeah, I think that was the only Intrigue card we could draw to win the game. Although to be fair, I've gotten unlucky so many times in these videos with these sorts of draws, like Plans Within Plans in my Memnon Slurp video, that I don't feel bad about... I don't feel bad about that. What would a Grand Conspiracy have done for us out of curiosity? Nothing, right? Because we don't have a Spiceless Flow, we don't have a High Council seat. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Well, anyway, that was interesting. Good game, guys, and I will see you later.